All right. So, Dr. Scott, there's this incel theory here. First, for those who aren't familiar, explain what an incel is.
So the word incel is a combination or a portmanteau of two separate words, involuntary and celibate. And this is a movement that started approximately 30 years ago online as a way for individuals to connect. These individuals shared a common experience of having challenges in engaging in starting physical and interpersonal relationships with others, with their peers. Ostensibly, it was a support group for those that believed themselves to be involuntary celibate. They had the choice of interacting sexually with others taken away from them because of the way they view themselves or the way that they believe the world views them. Unfortunately, as the moderation of that discussion board evolved, it moved away from support and more towards pretty violent rhetoric. It was commandeered by some hyper-misogynistic factions of the manosphere, which is a selection of like groups on the internet. A lot of the postings and the belief system centers around anger towards women for not being in relationship with men. The male rhetoric increases in sexist and misogynistic postings, and there's an increase in male identification as being victims, sort of going through the roof, that they are victimized by not being able to connect with women. And this ideology does have some very problematic worldviews and includes intense misogyny and wildly skewed entitlement. But the majority of self-identified incels are not radicalized to this extent.
So there is so much speculation, at this point surrounding this case, and as each day passes. So there is this theory, that maybe an incel is responsible or behind this. Is this a legitimate theory for what could have happened here?
I wouldn't say right now that that holds a great deal of weight. You would have to have more evidence. So this conversation about the perpetrator being an incel, I'm trying to stay on top of the news feed as well of what's coming to us, and I'm not seeing any evidence of an individual or evidence that's pointing towards an individual who has the ideology of an involuntary celibate. What we have, which is very important to note, is that we have a set of victims that really appear to meet some of the criteria of the focus for the anger in the incel community. And that would be the three young women. I mean, we can't make knee-jerk assumptions that would send law enforcement and investigations in the wrong directions. And we have to be really careful about sending out incorrect or confusing information to the public. It just muddies the water. But I would say that the biggest factor here that takes up a lot of attention as far as the potential for this to be involving an incel would be the three female victims themselves. Right. They meet sort of a visual presentation of what angers many incels.
Yeah, so many people looking for answers here, particularly, obviously, these four families. Okay, Dr. Scott, thank you so much for joining us again. And we do have this reminder for you. Tune in Sunday night. We have a NewsNation special report, Idaho Murder Mystery. Senior national correspondent Brian Enton, live in Moscow. He is sharing stories from this community on edge. Again, it's this Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, only here on NewsNation. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.